Wait until you see Lan Wangji's deadly serious confession. I've come to pick you up. Wei Wuxian literally falls from a tree trying to hide his blush. Let's begin. In the gentle breeze of the mountains, the sunlight filtered through the leaves, casting dappled shadows on the ground. Wei Wuxian lazily lay on the sturdy branch of a large tree, his collar half open with his red hair cascading down. With his eyes closed, he assumed a posture that should have been utterly relaxed, yet his ears were perked up, listening for any sound around him. Every time Lan Zhan came to find him, his footsteps were as light as a cat's. When Lan Wangji arrived, stepping on the carpet of fallen leaves, even the mountain sparrows did not take flight. He approached silently, gently placing the food box on grassland. He opened it and quietly used his sword energy to cut open the seal of the wine jar. The rich aroma of the wine wafted up the tree trunk, and Wei Wuxian's throat moved slightly as he opened his eyes. That smells so good. He rolled over to look down, meeting Lan Wangji's glassy eyes. Lan Wangji looked upward, resembling a statue carved from white jade, revealing only a slight emotional shift when his Adam's apple moved. He asked softly, "What are you looking at?" Wei Wuxian was captivated by the scene, and suddenly laughed, saying, "Of course, I'm waiting for my beloved brother to come and pick me up." Lan Wangji stood still. "I've come to pick you up." Wei Wuxian's ears turned bright red all of a sudden. The way Lan Wangji said, "I've come to pick you up," was as serious as reciting family rules, yet it made his heart race. He secretly pinched his palm. This guy, Lan Zhan, wasn't being teased successful at all, but answered so earnestly. With a quick thought, he suddenly leaned back, pretending to fall down from the tree, and exclaimed, "Ah, I'm so dizzy." The sound dragged out in a soft, prolonged manner. He knew Lan Wangji would catch him. At the moment, the branch cracked. The white fabric of Lan Wangji's clothes flew up with a cold fragrance. Wei Wuxian deliberately slowed his fall, and sure enough, he was caught in an embrace that smelled of sandalwood. Wei Wuxian greedily buried himself in Lan Wangji's arms, then triumphantly wrapped his arms around his neck, brushing the red earlobe. "I was just kidding. Are you so anxious, HanGuang-Jun, that you're afraid I might fall?" Wei Wuxian jumped down, his fingers tracing the jade pendant at Lan Wangji's waist. "Where are you taking me, Ergege? Isn't drinking not allowed in Yunshan?" He suddenly leaned in close, almost touching Lan Wangji's chin with his nose. "Are you planning to take me to do something bad?" The cold fragrance emanating from Lan Wangji intensified as he suddenly pulled Wei Wuxian's waist tightly, with a force that was startling. Just as Wei Wuxian was about to tease him further, everything spun around. "Lan Zhan, you!" He was pushed against the tree trunk. The forehead band somehow wrapped around both of his wrists. Time passed, and the setting sun painted the white and black robes scattering on the ground. Cloaks, a light red. Wei Wuxian wore his inner garment loosely. He lazily poked at Lan Wangji's chest. "You've learned to be bad, huh?" He caught a whiff of the fragrant wine. He had been so busy teasing Lan Zhan that he forgot about it. "Happy birthday, your first birthday after coming back." Lan Wangji bit the tip of Wei Wuxian's finger, his teeth grazing over the calluses formed from playing the flute. Wei Wuxian trembled all over, hearing the rapid beating of his own heart. He watched as Lan Wangji took out a wine jar from the food box. "Buried 13 years ago." Wei Wuxian stared blankly at the round wine jar. He hugged Lan Wangji tightly, his voice slightly choked. "Ergege is so good to me, how can I repay you?" "No need." Lan Wangji's warm palm brushed across his back. "Just be alive." The rustling sounds of the trees in the wind gradually ceased. The two of them knelt on the ground, and Lan Wangji fed a piece of fried fish into Wei Wuxian's mouth, a hint of apology in his tone. "It seems to be a bit cold." Wei Wuxian chewed with delight. "No, perfect," he said. "Next time, teach me to make chili oil dumplings?" Lan Wangji's chopsticks stopped against the bowl. "No fire allowed."